Hey, howdy, hey, and good evening. The king is back, and here with some Mass Effect. Because, I was just a little bored, Decided I feel like, you know what, it's late, I know, but I was sleeping, and I woke up after 5 hours, and now I'm nice and rested, and I was like, yeah, let's game late at night. That's normal, right? We're gaming late. Playing Mass Effect. It's about, what time is it? It's like 2 in the morning in my neck of the woods. So yeah, we're doing this really late, early in the morning, wherever you're at, but it's fine. I'm awake. That's what matters. I'm awake, and I was like, you know what? Brother feels like doing some gaming. Playing some Mass Effect. Most of my friends probably asleep right now, and that's fine, I don't expect a lot of people to show up here. That's totally cool. This stream will be there if they decide they want to watch it, or they can stumble in. It's all good. Late night effective massing. That's what it's about. And right now we're just mining, There's a few jokes I can make there on that joke, but I'm not going to do that. No, those would be tasteless and horrible. Just run my scanner all over this planet. It's like, ooh, there's a nice little sweet spot. Alright, this is getting weird. It's getting weird.
Probe launched.
This planet is still rich. We gotta stop that. We gotta get all the minerals. What's up, Israel? Yeah, I fell asleep about 5 hours ago, which is typical for my weekends because I work and all that. But I woke up and I was like, I feel like playing some Mass Effect, so I'll stream it. People want to show up, that's cool. They don't have to, but hello all the same. It's like, what else am I going to do at this time of night? Except save the universe. I'd already watched all the football highlights.
Launching probe.
Yeah, it's been a busy last, 5 or so days. Really busy. Because I've been working and I've been editing like crazy. Well, then instead of saying good day, I'd say good night. Yeah. Or good morning. Of course, that doesn't work for everybody. If you're on the West Coast, technically, you're still in the PM. So that doesn't fully work. But right here, in my neck of the woods, we be in the AMs. Alright, this planet's poor now, so I ain't got no use for it. Freaking poor planet. I'm gonna mess around with those poor planets. Yeah, that's too bad. Tell you what, YouTube does not like me talking about her on my on the meme channel. I have lost 22 subscribers on my meme channel since the second Kamala video dropped. Lost 22 subscribers since then, and I've gained squat from the last one. What's up, CLS? I know, I'm gaming late at night, early in the morning, because I fell asleep 5 hours ago. Yeah. But, that's fine. It's fine. I was like, we can game, it's all good. What else am I gonna do? I haven't had really time to sit down and relax in games since Wednesday, because I was editing so much Wednesday and Thursday, and really into the weekend because I was trying to get my video to get through copyright stuff because of Warner Brothers' ridiculous tisms, and I still haven't, but I edited my clips so much. Like, I don't have a single clip in my Harry Potter video on Tuesday that's even 6 seconds. And that's supposed to be more than fine. And they're still trying to copyright claim the video, so I was just like, screw it, I'm putting it out. I don't care if it's monetized, but I'm going to dispute it, and it'll come out Tuesday. I love Mass Effect. It's my favorite gaming trilogy of all time, so... and this is the best of them, so, yeah. Alright, we're taking Jack, and let's take Thane. Thane's cool. I mean, this isn't going to be like a story mission or anything, so...
Collision with the planet's surface is imminent. I am transmitting a countdown to advise you of the time remaining until impact.
Oh, snap. We gon' crash. Alright, Alright, we've opened the door. Take that, robots. Override. Amanda Stenberg blamed hyperconservative bigotry for cancellation of the Acolyte. Well, I mean, we tried, so you're welcome, world, for our bigotry. I blame her diss track, and the show sucked. So how about that? Cash me outside or whatever. Oh, you're fine, CLS. You didn't see that? Oh, dude, you ought to look up her diss track. It's hilarious. It's cringe, and you might die a little inside, maybe even a lot, but... Oh, dude, it's funny. It's funny as crap. I mean, it's her, like, trying to... It's, like, the dancing is probably the funniest aspects of it. Like, it's really cringe. But, gosh, it's funny. It's her trying to be like, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with you, discourse, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, you are. That's what the diss track is, lady. That's what you do when you're not talented, is you make cringe diss track, and it's hilarious. Like, seriously, it's funny. Like, I watched that, and I was like, do you have no self-awareness whatsoever? Is that what we've really resorted to? Lady. Lady! Mother of Pearl. You interrupted me in my coupling. I'm trying to couple. Oh my gosh. Restart the engines. How? Alright, we fixed the ship. Now we're just casually like, yeah, what you gonna do, Geth? Y'all ain't nothing.
Done.
Sure ain't nothing. Ain't nothing but a muffin. And I got some iridium. Alright. Let's do a loyalty mission. while we're here, let's check these surrounding systems. And then we'll do Jacob's loyalty mission, I think. He's the one whose father went on a mission, maybe to buy cigarettes, and didn't come back. So we're gonna get him back. His mission's actually kind of messed up.
I have detected an anomaly.
Oh, we've got an anomaly.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
This planet and its richness.
Probe launched.
Launch that probe. I'm currently playing Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, of course I've heard of it. Ghost of Tsushima is freaking amazing. That's going to be a game that I definitely play live at some point. I've got it. I've played it. It's awesome. I'm a pretty big fan of Sucker Punch's games. They did Sly Cooper, which Sly Cooper was great. I loved it back in the day. I've only played the first 2 Sly Coopers. They were both really awesome. I didn't get a chance to play the 3rd or the 4th one. I didn't play the original 2 Infamous games. I really wish they'd remaster those, because I'd really like to. But I did play Infamous Second Son and First Light, and I love them. I think they're awesome. Those are games I really want to stream. But Ghost of Tsushima it's their best game. And it's one of the best games to come out in the last few years. Like it's a genuine masterpiece. Great story.
Something on our sensors.
I'll try Infamous X. Yeah, Infamous is awesome. My hot take is that I think Infamous is a better superhero game than the Spider-Man games. I think Infamous is awesome. I really like Infamous a lot. I like that you can choose to be good or bad. I like the variety of the powers. Yeah, I think Infamous is pretty sweet. I dig. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima is pretty incredible. I loved it. I don't think I've played it on my PS5 yet. I played it on PS4. Yeah, I'm referring to the Insomniac games. I mean, I've only played the first Spider-Man Insomniac game. I didn't bother with the second one. I thought the second one, all that DEI bullcrap, I was like, you've kind of killed my interest. I don't really want to play it. And then I listened to friends who did play it, and they were like, it's really not a huge leap forward. Well, I mean, that's what all celebrities are on, if we're being honest. But I'll be honest, I thought Insomniac's Spider-Man game, and I like Insomniac. The Ratchet and Clank games from the PS2 and PS3 era, I adore those games. And I was happy with Rift Apart. I thought Rift Apart was a pretty good return to form, because I thought their PS4 Ratchet and Clank reboot was kind of disappointing. It's a good-looking game, but I thought they really nerfed the humor. Like, Ratchet and Clank is kind of known for having its kind of like Shrek-level PG kind of humor, and it's funny. And they just kidified it in the reboot because they released it around the same time they released that stupid movie they did. So I thought the reboot was a huge disappointment. Like, it was fun, had some decent gameplay, but I wasn't that impressed with it overall. But Rift Apart was good. But then I played, Spider-Man, and I was like, hearing all these people go on and on about how great it was, and I was like, it's good. It's not amazing. I think people are overhyping it a ton. Like, I liked it enough to where I played, I played the majority of it. I did a good portion of the DLC. I'm pretty sure I platinumed it. So I had a good enough time to where I worked hard enough to platinum it, but I've played, I was like, I don't think it touches the first two Arkham games, or Arkham Origins for that matter. I think Arkham Origins is a better game than Spider-Man. It might be better. Like, I'd probably put it over Arkham Knight. I think Arkham Knight really gets sour the more you play it. Because of all the Batmobile stuff, and the Batmobile, it's like, okay, they overdid it with this. But on the whole, I found Insomniac Spider-Man to be kind of overrated, because like everyone's like, oh, it's one of the best games ever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, it's a solid, like, 7.5 out of 10. You know, something like that. Maybe even an 8. Like, the gameplay's... Like, I think the exploration is really good on it. I think the story is actually really strong in the first Spider-Man game. I liked it a lot. But I thought the combat was kind of eh. You know, I didn't think the combat was great in Spider-Man. That was fine. But it didn't blow me away or anything. I think as far as, like, hand-to-hand combat games, I don't think any game has done it as good as the Arkham games. It's kind of why it's so disappointing what Rocksteady's become. Granted, that's because the people who made those games left. Like, I'll be honest, like, I've always contended that if you wanted to make the ultimate Star Wars game, you would incorporate the combat response system that the Arkham games have with Jedi combat. Like, to me, it's like that combat system with lightsabers and that kind of response to where you can push the buttons in that kind of sequence and use deflection timing. I think it would be the perfect marriage. But yeah, I mean, Rocksteady's, as far as, I mean, they're dead at this point, because I mean, they lost those great creators and they decided to go all DEI, and they made that awful Suicide Squad game, and of course it rightfully fell flat on its face. But yeah, I just, as far as Spider-Man goes, I'm like, why would y'all want to go this route? Y'all have such a good library of games. Why would you go this way? I don't even want to call their game Souls-like. I guess the Jedi Survivor games are sort of, but they're cheap imitations of it. I mean, granted, I haven't played the newest one. I only played a little bit of the first Jedi Outcast. I was kind of bored. I played it for about 5-6 hours, got kind of bored. I've heard people say it gets better after a little while, but Star Wars doesn't excite me anymore, so it's hard for me to want to get invested in. And I think some of the other mechanics of the game are kind of clunky, like the climbing and stuff like that. I'm like, some of this is kind of clunky, and I always feel like when I play a Star Wars game that, because, I mean, it's like, okay, the movies are PG, and yet they still show, like, stormtroopers getting, like, beheaded or delimbed and stuff like that, and I'm like, I'm carrying a freaking lightsaber. Can I get realistic lightsaber combat just for once? Just once. Can we get that? I mean, are you really worried about your game being rated M? I mean, you don't even have to put blood in the game, for crying out loud. I mean, you create a little char mark and you cut their head off, you might get away with a T. But if you don't, do you really think it's going to hurt your sales? No, it's not going to hurt your sales. It's like, why are we nerfing lightsaber combat? It gets under my skin. Every Star Wars game, none of them want to do it. I'm like, if my lightsaber makes contact with their limb is gone. That's how this works. Just embrace it. Like, even those, what was the game called? The Force Unleashed games? Even those, I think people are overly nostalgic about. I think people are overly nostalgic about those. I'm like, they're fine. I've never thought those were great games. I'm like, they're okay. They're nothing special. They never were special. I think, I mean, yeah, they did Force Powers okay, but I was like, guys, there was a game called PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy, that did Force Powers better than that did. Like, way better. Like, in that game, you could pick people up and you could move them around freely. And I'm like, this game is doing force powers better than Star Wars games does it. Because in Star Wars games, it's so often it's just you push a button and you might lift them for a second, then you drop them or you throw them down, but you don't get like free reign to just do with them what you want. That game you did. I was like, this game's doing force powers better than Star Wars. It's crazy. I mean, granted, they do other things in that game that set it apart. But there was so much that game did, I was like, that I still think are better than any modern Star Wars game we've gotten. Like, to me, the closest we've gotten to, like, an actual, like, kind of Jedi experience is probably Jedi Outcast 2. That was a really good game for its time. But you had to input a cheat code to do the realistic lightsaber combat, but still, I was like, at least it was available. At least the option was there if you found it. And granted, it was a little overdone, because literally you could walk into, like, if you... you could have, like, a companion that you're supposed to protect, and if you accidentally walk into them with your lightsaber, you kill them. So it could be really funny. But I was like, okay, it's a step in the right direction. Just gotta make sure you don't turn around suddenly with your partner next to you, because you're gonna cut them in half.
Launching probe.
But I guess realistically that's what would happen.
Probe launched.
It was funny though. But yeah, I mean, as far as like the kind of the Jedi, like even Knights of the Old Republic, as much as I love that game, and I would hold up Knights of the Old Republic as the best Star Wars game of all time. I mean, it's amazing. But the biggest flaw in that game is combat, and it always was. The combat in those games is not good. Well, it was good in its time, but it wasn't great. But what carried that game was like the story, the strategy, the RPG elements. But I still, even that game, the combat, I was just like, I still don't feel like I'm getting the full Jedi experience. I mean, they're doing better. They're doing okay with it because they would incorporate like animations of like actual, lightsaber combat, but you're not really in control of it, so it's not exactly fluid. And it's aged poorly, unfortunately. In that sense, it's aged kind of poorly. I still think story-wise, it's pretty great. It's got one of the coolest Star Wars stories ever. Like, it holds up against even the movies. But even back then, combat-wise, I wasn't, like, enamored with it. I love it for what it was, and if I believed they were going to do a really great remake, I would be excited about the idea of the possible remake, although we're not even sure if that's going to happen. It's been kind of up and down whether it would actually come to pass. But if I actually believed they were going to do a good remake, I'd be excited, but I don't. I think they're going to nerf the story. I think they're going to DEI it. I think they're going to ruin it. I think they're going to ruin it, because that's what they do. That's what companies do. I mean, there's a couple of companies that when they remake a game, you can get excited. I think most of the Resident Evil remakes have been really good. Excluding 3, which 3 isn't a terrible game, but holy crap, they girl bossed Jill Valentine. Like, it's pretty cringe. And from what I understand, they really screwed up the level design of the original Resident Evil 3. I hadn't played the original, so I don't fully know, but I could tell in my playthrough of Resident Evil 3, I was like, yeah, you can kind of tell there's a lot missing from this remake. But the Resident Evil 2 remake is fantastic. Resident Evil 4's remake is really good. I think it's a little overhyped. I still think for its time, Resident Evil 4's OG version is better. But the remake is really good. The remake's really good. I was happy with it overall. But I'm trying to think of some other remakes. I mean, to me, it's like if you want a great remake, you go to Blue Point. Blue Point Games do the best remakes. They did the Demon Souls remake. They did the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Like, they're a company to where I'm like, okay, if Should not have been nominated for Game of the Year last year. I don't mind it getting I don't mind a remake getting nominated because it's a remake. A remaster shouldn't get nominated. A remake I'm fine with. But I would have. I'm trying to remember what all the nominees were, because I know I would put up Armored Core 6 as one of the best games last year. I would have had that get nominated. I think Armored Core 6 was easily one of the best games of last year. I think I think that game was fantastic. So I was a little bit miffed that it didn't get like any Game of the Year nominations. It got some nominations for like action game and whatnot. It might have even won it, but I think Armored Core 6 got wildly underrated last year. I think Armored Core 6 is pretty fantastic.
Probe away.
Okay, see, I would replace Spider-Man 2 then. I would keep Resident Evil 4 over Spider-Man 2.
Launching probe.
I still haven't played Mario Wonder. I've heard that's really good, but well, it was weird. Like, I heard Mario Wonder when it first came out. Everyone was buzzing about it and saying how great it was. But the weird thing is, I have not heard a single peep about that game since the Game of the Year awards. Yeah, I heard Alan Wake 2 was pretty cringe. But I never played Alan Wake. I have the first one because I got it for free on PS Plus. Never played it. My brother played the original version and he hated it. Like, he thought the storytelling was really cringe and B-movie level. So I was kind of just operating off of his opinion. I was like, alright, well, I mean, he was kind of my... Like, he and I would generally listen to one another about stuff. I mean, we venture out on our own with stuff now more. But, yeah, I never played it. So, I'll probably give it a shot at some point or other. But, yeah, I heard the second one's terrible. I'm not buying it, so I don't care. I'm not that interested in it. But... I would have nominated... I don't mind. Out of that field, I'm fine with Resident Evil 4 getting nominated because I don't know what else... You would need, like, I think several games to replace it with. Because I don't think it's the first one I would take out of the running. I'd probably take Spider-Man 2 out of the running. Maybe Alan Wake 2. I mean, I've seen nothing on Alan Wake 2 other than just opinions. So I don't really know how good or bad it is. I'll be honest, like Baldur's Gate 3, I know a ton of people who love it. I'm a little creeped out by what I've seen of it, so, and I've never been a Baldur's Gate fan, so I'm just not that interested. Tears of the Kingdom. It's a good game, but as much as I love it, it shouldn't be Game of the Year. I mean, I'm fine with it getting nominated, but I mean, it didn't win. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 won. I haven't played Tears of the Kingdom yet. I will play that at some point. I have it. But, because I'm curious how they've built upon the foundation they laid with Breath of the Wild, because I really like Breath of the Wild. I didn't love it. Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I didn't bother with Baldur's Gate 3, is I heard that whole thing, and I saw some clips of what that was, and I'm like, that's so gross. I'm like, I don't want to play that. I'm not interested.
We have used half our fuel.
Like, most of what I saw from Baldur's Gate 3, I'm like, I mean, I'll be honest, I've seen games like that. Just the gameplay style doesn't appeal that much to me. So, just kind of inherently, those games don't do much for me. But then, all of that on top of it, I'm like, I don't feel the least bit of incentive to play Baldur's Gate 3. Like, I don't know if I'll ever play it, if I'm being honest. I really don't know. I mean, I won't say it's impossible. If I was given the game for free on PS Plus or something, okay, I might give it a shot, maybe. But I've never added that game to my wish list. Nothing. I'm not interested in it. I don't care. I never played the old ones. It's just, I don't care about them. I know it's like a big, like, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons thing. I've played that kind of RPG, like tabletop, whatever they call them. I don't know. Are they called tabletop RPGs? I don't know. I've never played Dungeons and Dragons with anybody, but I've played games sort of like it. Yeah, Jill, I don't work, Monday through Thursday I don't work, other than on my channel. So yeah, I'm a weekend worker. So I fell asleep at about 7 p.m., woke up about midnight, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play. Yeah, I've never been a D&D person, never played it. I maybe once or twice played an RPG like that with some friends, and it was fun, but it wasn't one of those things where I was like, yeah, I could see myself doing this as a weekly thing. I'd be like, nah, it's not my thing. I get why people like it. I mean, it would be if you could get together with friends every week to do that, I could see the appeal to it, but it's never been something I was all that interested in. I know Baldur's Gate's like an extension of that, but I was like, it's not really for me. But Baldur's Gate 3, all that stuff looked... I was like, nah, that's weird. Screwing a bear. I mean, I've heard people say, well, it's not really a bear, it's whoever your lover is, but they can transform into a bear. I'm like, oh, so it's a fetish thing. That's still weird. That doesn't make it much better. That's still weird. Like, are you kink shaming? I'm like, yes. If your kink is weird and gross, yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself if you're into bears. You freaking weirdo. You disgusting freak. Yes, I'm calling you that. You degenerate freak. Well, yeah, they're usually strange. And I think I had one person, like, legitimately ask me one time, like, I don't remember what the quote-unquote kink was that they had brought up. But I remember saying, yeah, that's weird. And I said it in a way to where I was more than letting them know that I was like, yeah, it's weird, it's gross, you're a gross person. And they heard the way I said it, and they were like, are you kink shaming? And this was a younger person, who I guess that mattered to them. And I was like, yes, I am. I said, anybody who does what you just described should be ashamed of themselves because they're a freak and a weirdo. And they were like genuine. They were like, what? And I was like, yeah, it's like if you're into that, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, well, if it's not harming anyone, I'm like, I don't care if it doesn't harm somebody. I'm like, that's not the standard. I mean, number one, you harmed me by telling me about it, so that's already out the window. You already harmed my psyche by telling me about it. So yes, anybody who does it, shame on you. You've hurt me.
Here we go.
It's like, I know about it, and that harms me. So how dare you?
That one hit.
And they were like, well, I don't see how it's any of your business. And I was like, because you told me. I was like, you say that, but you're telling me that after you told me, so maybe you shouldn't have told me about it. It's one of the funniest things I ever hear is when they're like, well, it's not really your business. And I'm like, then why'd you tell me about it? If it's not my business, shut up. I don't want to hear about it, you freaking weirdo. You absolute freak. You and your bears. I was like, you know who else had a kink? Jeffrey Dahmer. It was a kink. I guess it's fine. I think that guy's, like, really scared. Why are these guys freezing? Tally must have a awesome power or something. It's like trying to write off degeneracy as a kink, and I'm just like, stop, 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 stop. Whoa. Good shot, Miranda. Okay. Actually, I think I told that person when they were like, well, it's not really, I mean, it's just a kink. And I was like, well, my kink is shaming people for their kink, so what are you going to say about that? That's my kink. I get, seriously, it's like, I'm very happy to shame people, and that's my thing. So, there you go. Want to talk about politics? Get the bear thing? I kind of feel like it's not much better to talk about politics. But, I mean, we can a little bit. I mean, I don't like to get into it too much, other than just the meme stuff, but if you want to hear something kind of crazy about the meme stuff, is my meme channel... Well, I told you about this in the other chat. Yeah, my meme channel has been nerfed by YouTube ever since the June debate. Like, I went for... Like, put it this way, I got over 46... Or 40... Excuse me, not 45... it was 40... Probably a little over 4,100 subscribers in a 2-month period. Like, I was freaking rolling. And then the June debate happened. And my viewership got tanked. And now I'm bleeding subscribers too. Like, they're starting to take subscribers away. I mean, it's kind of obvious what they're doing. Yeah, I mean, there's part of me that takes it as a badge of honor. There's another part of me that's pissed off because I was making money. It's kind of nice to be making money off of a channel. I mean, my new PC I bought with my my Joe Biden highlight reel. I bought a PC with that money. That was kind of awesome. I thought it was going to be a while before I was going to be able to buy a new PC, and that video changed that, and I was like, freaking awesome. But yeah, if it'd be one thing if I believed that I was just not making content good enough to get numbers, but I know that's not the case right now, based on the audience I had. So I'm like, wow, you're all seriously messing with me. Well, it's hard to get traffic when they're suppressing your content on purpose. So they'll do it as long as they want. My guess is I'll probably not see an uptick till after the election. But it's a question of how long. We'll see. But, we'll see. I don't know. I don't even know if it'll be in November, because who knows, I don't think the shenanigans necessarily will end after the election. There's a Reaper object here, or a beacon. That was a Prothean beacon. But yeah, it's frustrating. So November's gonna be wild. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. But maybe I'll put out some cat memes or something like that. But in all honesty, while I'm disappointed by what they're doing, I'd rather be working on my main channel anyway.
Something on our sensors.
that's the one I'm actually passionate about. So I'm not actually planning any new content on my meme channel for the time being. Like the one I put out Friday, that's the last like scheduled one that I'm going to do for a while, that I'm sure I'm going to do. Now granted, I'm pretty impulsive. If I see something and I can think of a meme, I'll put it together and put it out, but it'll be impulsive. So I'm not planning anything for a little while. I'm taking a break from it. And I'm mostly going to focus on the main one. Might even do a little bit to this one. But, we'll take Thane. But now that I've started my Poorly Explained series, I like doing those videos a lot, and they're not, I'm not going to say they're easy to do. They're actually pretty tough, but they're easier to do faster. Am I still getting clip suggestions from people on X? Not a ton, because I'm usually good at finding them myself. I mean, usually I'm able to just find them and bookmark them myself. I mean, X's algorithm knows what I'm looking for, so... Now, granted, now I'm going to need people... Well, see, now would be a good time for people to start suggesting cat memes. It's like, okay, people, we're going from cackling Kamala to cackling cats. How about that? We're going to the cats. So,
there it is. And
if you want to send me any animal stuff, go for it. Vex is always like showing us stuff for her cats, so that's always funny. I'm not going to necessarily meme her cats, because those are her cats. Her cats are funny. Her cats are funny as crap. Yeah, and my meme channel wasn't even the only one they've suppressed. Even Whitey's channel has had the plug pulled on it. Like his number, I mean, you know, and Whitey's channel's smaller, but even his numbers got like wildly like pushed down, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I was probably a little bit more mad for him than my own, because I was like, why are y'all bullying Whitey's channel? What the heck? He's at like 350 subs. Leave him alone. Let his channel grow. Then bully it. Do process. Yeah, I mean, he only was really active on a couple of them. But yeah, he has like 4. Heck, I have 3, so...
What was her name? Sarah? Suzanne? My God, I can't remember her face. We need to get out so I can remember.
Yeah, basically all these people here, they were eating food that wasn't good for them. If you did memes about Trump, they would suppress your channel? Possibly. Because here's the thing. I tend to think yes. Because of the... I don't know if the algorithm is not necessarily going to detect whether you're being negative or positive. And, like, an algorithm looking at my videos, I think it'd be very hard for an algorithm to detect positive or negative.
237 days, 7 hours. Pause is recorded as
because it's mostly just a clip of her and then a movie clip kind of responding to it. So it would have to actually be pretty smart to pick up the context. So I kind of feel like they're shadow banning a lot of meme channels on politics regardless.
Local food impairs brain functions?
Like they're kind of just assuming that it's going to be like, they might have a few favorites that they're like taking the flag off of, saying this one's okay, that one's okay. They might handpick a few that they're okay with. And the meme channels that are like, I guess, more conservative leaning, that aren't going to be affected, are the ones that have like huge subscriber bases. Like if you've got like 100,000 subscribers on your meme channel, you're fine, because you've got such a huge base that's going to watch your stuff anyway. that the algorithm really can't stop you that much. I mean, they might pull your numbers down a little bit, but you're still going to be making money because you have a big base. My base, while it's decent,
Of the remaining crew of the Hugo Gernsback is unknown.
well,
This beacon has been
I don't know if I'd go so far as to call it equal,
Who's in command of this ship? Where are the
because I
survivors?
don't see a lot of people putting out videos like about that. Because it's not equal if they're handpicking only one type of channel that's okay. But again, I don't know. I don't know for sure because I don't seek out meme videos that are Trump focused.
This beacon has been unattended for several maintenance cycles.
So it'd be something I'd have to look into.
Unsafe deceleration
I'm just saying, if I had to guess,
Give me the details.
they might, because they would be like, well, we don't want any positive coverage of him.
The Hugo Gernsback made an
But again, I'd have to look into it to be sure. Generally speaking, when I search Trump, the videos I see are fairly positive, unless they're from like, MSNBC, CNN, like, the big news outlets who are, always crapping on them or something like that.
Why are you comparing the crash?
And they're not going to suppress those channels at all. I mean, news channels and whatnot are never going to be touched. Big corporations are never going to be touched. But as far as like normal creators talking about them, I don't know. It'd be something I'd have to look into. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Seal. Yeah, there's not a lot of like comedy content around Trump that I see that comes from the left. I mean, I'm sure it's there, but I haven't seen it.
Record deleted.
Why wasn't the beacon activated before now?
This emergency beacon
But it'd be something to look into, I guess,
358 days,
if I
12 hours.
get the inclination to
Scheduled suborbital descent of the Hugo Gernsback. Activation was triggered remotely.
become a big Gordish.
237
There we
days,
go.
7 hours on the authority of acting captain
Gordish
Ronald
memes,
Taylor.
sponsored by
Pause in
CNN.
protocol is recorded as record deleted.
Come on, let's get going.
My father had a working beacon, but didn't signal for almost 9 years. Maybe that neural decay affected him. I doubt that ship carried 10 years worth of food.
Maybe he found some really good cigarettes here.
You came from the sky? The leader said someone would come. He delayed for so long, but he still has power. Some have lost faith. The hunters. They will have seen your star. They will not let you help him.
What are you talking about? You're not making sense.
I don't remember how to say it. He's our leader and we serve so we can go home. But some want to fight him. They were cast out. He exiled them. So they hunt his machines and those who help him. They don't believe that rescue will come.
Hunters, they won't stop until the leader is dead.
Kill them! Agents of the liar! He will not escape!
They've seen us.
These people be crazy. Actually, it's kind of messed up that you have to shoot these people. They're kind of victims. Kill the victims. Get him! I like this gun. It's probably my favorite gun in the game. Wow!
Neural decay doesn't quite cover the reality of it. My father wouldn't let this go on. Something is very wrong.
Jacob, your father's not a good guy. I'm sorry.
Parts. The tech's wearing out. Those hunters must be laying under pressure.
You should do more shorts on your meme channel, maybe. That'll boost it. Not really. And I'll be honest, I don't enjoy putting shorts together that much. I mean, occasionally if I think of a good one, I do, but I don't get much out of putting out shorts. I mean, I could probably do that with some of the content I've already got out there, but Lack of shorts is not what's hurting my channel, I know that
They
much.
have the same uniform as our attackers. Definitely not as aggressive, though.
There aren't any men here. Maybe it affects genders differently. Makes males get violent.
Possibly.
Oh, look at that. This game just made a distinction between the genders. Oh my gosh. And suggested there was only 2 of them.
He promised to call the sky, but he sends nothing.
He forced us to eat, to decay. You are cursed with his face.
Not the best reaction to the family resemblance, Jacob.
Why would my father force his crew to eat toxic food? Whatever's happening here needs to stop. Look at these spoiled food stores. They've been eating only that toxic local food for who knows how long. Like that wasn't obvious enough.
Poor Jacob. He's got daddy issues now.
He has a cruel face. His cruel face.
I can't talk to you. I don't want punishing.
Go away. You are like him. You will keep us here.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like these women just lost the right to vote. That's maybe not such a bad thing.
He keeps us, protects us, and we please him like he demands.
Oh, oh, oh.
He is bad. He has a bad face.
He's running ahead of him.
You'll hurt me.
How's King's Court doing? Oh wow, you're really out of the loop.
Kill you.
Okay, so I stopped doing King's Court.
What the hell?
When my meme channel was actually doing, when it started to do well,
Borderline worship.
I decided to end King's Court because, you know, it wasn't doing a ton for my channel or anything, and honestly, I didn't necessarily, like, love running that show. I mean, I had a decent enough time, and I love being a guest on other people's channels to talk movies. So I ended King's Court back in June, but I'm now a permanent co-host on MMM. So I went from hosting one show to now I'm a permanent host on the other.
Those pirate clans rarely kill their own.
Yeah, I ended it. Like, I mean, I let people know beforehand. Like, I posted about it in my community like a month before. Like I said, June's gonna be my last month hosting this show, so these next 4 are the last. So there was a bit of build up. But then in June, it was funny. I was a guest several times in a row on MMM, and me, Cannoli, Vex, Whitey, we all get along great. We have for a really long time. Pretty tight with them. And I don't know if he thought of this as a response to this little offhand joke I made, but it came right after it. So it was like midway through July, and it was at the end of whatever show we were doing. And I said, you might as well just make me a permanent co-host here. I mean, I'm always a guest. So, you know, you might as well just make me a permanent host. And it was a joke, and it was said very quickly and offhand. But then I got a call from Cannoli about later that week, and he goes, would you be interested in being a permanent co-host? And I was like, you know what? I would. I would, because I love being on that show with them. It's awesome. No, I'm not going to start it back, because like I said, I'm doing MMM now. So, and I love doing MMM on Cannoli's channel. And sure enough, like, Cannoli just crossed 1,000. Like, he did, we did Unforgiven a few weeks back, and he he titled the stream Red Dead Redemption Clint Eastwood style, and Red Dead content is always popular.
What does it say? So
just the name alone really boosted that stream. Like, that stream has over 30,000 views, so now Cannoli's channel is finally over 1,000, which that was long overdue. He was long overdue to pass 1,000 subscribers. So I'm glad his channel's now doing well. But yeah, I love co-hosting with them. Our private chats, like, because we have a specifically designated MMM chat on X, or me, Vex, and Whitey will interact daily, and it's funny as crap. It's spicy, but it's funny.
Punishments.
And being there actually kind of helped me figure out doing my Poorly Explained series.
Crew members are flagged as
We're doing Beetlejuice tomorrow. Vex won't be there. Vex does not give a crap about Beetlejuice, so she was supposed to go camping this weekend, but she had a car repair that was kind of expensive. That's killed that. But
my father took control.
she's gonna take tomorrow off. I'm gonna do the trivia for Beetlejuice. Plus, I know Beetlejuice really well, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I love doing MMM. So
If everyone gets it, who's left to fix the beacon? You'd never get out, but they did fix it.
but yeah, we're doing MMM, and then they're getting ready to do a remake of a Danish horror movie called Speak No Evil. And we're going to do the Danish version, I think, the week after Beetlejuice. And then, shoot, what's after that? The cart, can I pick a guest? No, I don't have that. I'm not in charge of scheduling your guests.
Does it say why he separated the men and the women? Or is it as bad as it seems?
No, it turns to gibberish. Maybe the men got violent early on, but from the state of this place, I'd say the Hunter thing is recent. What he allowed here, Shepard, I don't see any justification.
We haven't seen any other officers.
Yeah, guests and whatnot are usually between Vex and Cannoli.
Medical, engineering, bridge staff. Should have had no problem fixing the beacon and keeping people safe.
We have a good time, though. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to the next time we don't agree on them, because I love doing streams like that. And I know that we all can debate friendly. But, we've got that stream coming. We just did The Crow. We had Movie Cynic on for that one, which, you know, if you don't know Movie Cynic's an awesome creator. It's got like over 100K subs. Does a live show with Little Platoon. Cynic's really cool. But we had a lot of fun talking the good Crow movie. And Vex actually told me, because I just finished my Harry Potter Poorly Explained video, putting that out Tuesday, and Vex said she said you should do The Crow. She goes, I'm telling you, the Poorly Explained format would be perfect for it. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it, and I'll see. Are we ever going to do Bloodsport? I have no idea. I hope not. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing Bloodsport. I think that would be a funny one to talk about, but I have no idea. I don't know of it being on the docket anytime soon. Plus, we would need, like, generally we try to pick movies that are, you know, having an anniversary or have a sequel. Bloodsport is a great movie. I think it sucks. I mean, I think it's entertaining, but I think it's a bad movie. Like, I didn't hate watching it, but I was like, this movie's so goofy. But I wasn't, like, super into it or anything. I was just like, this is kind of funny. I wouldn't go, like, so far as to say it's like it's a full-blown... It's not like a full-blown, like, clown movie or anything, but I was just like, it's silly. It's kind of silly. I do get what people like about it, though. I can understand why people get into it. I'm like, yeah, I get the appeal. It just... I thought it was kind of funny. Oh, shoot, I thought I was going to hit them with that. Crap. I'm in trouble. Oh, gosh, I'm stuck. Shoot. Duck and cover. But I don't know if there being a spot for it anytime soon. Doesn't mean we never will, but I don't know of any plans to. I'm certainly not picking it for like my birthday or anything. My birthday's in January, and they were like, well, you get to pick the movie for your birthday week, and I was like, all right, cool. I have 3 potentials that I'm thinking about for my birthday. Oh, and I got them to, we're gonna do Near Dark, which, I can't wait. I was like, we gotta do Near, like, they were talking about movies that were potentials that we were gonna stream on the anniversary, and Near Dark was on. I was like, oh, we gotta do Near Dark. I was like, please do Near Dark, and they were like, okay. And I was telling them what the movie was about, and they were like, that actually sounds pretty cool. I was like, yes. I adore Near Dark. It's one of my favorites. I know also one of the reasons Vex is taking off is because she's redoing the MMM intro.
You're done.
But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy to be a part of that show. I really like being on there. They're fun to stream with. Oh, cool. Well, happy birthday for this week. World Left Behind was cringe. I don't know what World Left Behind is. I don't know if I've heard of this. I'm not sure I know what this is. Would you guys do the movie Speed? I'd have to look at their list, but they might have already done Speed before I met them. I could be wrong about that, but I know that movie has come up. Speed is not lame. What are you talking about? Speed is fun. Speed is such a fun movie. Beats the crap out of Bloodsport. I think Speed's pretty great. Oh snap. Yow! No, it's so not. It's so not. Speed is a really well-made action film. Like, really well-made. Bloodsport's silly. I'll Google it in a sec after I've killed this mech and these other dudes.
Enough with the toys. I need to look my father in the eye and hear him justify this.
Speed is a legit action film. Like, it's unironically good. There's some pretty freaking awesome action sequences that are practical. It's practical. Hang on. I want to see what Israel's... A World Left Behind. A World Left Behind. Nope. I don't recognize that at all. I recognize the actors, but never heard of it. I did not hear anything about that movie. Time to meet old Jakob's dad. He's kind of a dick. Let me see if there's any items around. Pick up Ronald. Freaking Ronald. I'm just gonna call him Ronald.
You're here. I knew a real squad would blow through just fine. Sorry if the mech scuffed your pants.
Imagine saying that to a woman.
I'll get you something nice when we get back to Alliance space. Gotta have some back pay coming.
It's a Netflix movie. Yeah, it said on the description it was Netflix, but yeah, I've never heard of it.
Turn them wild. They propped me up here in some kind of ritual behavior. Waiting for a chance to signal has been hell.
That's the best you can do?
You let all your people talk back like that? Who are you exactly?
Commander Shepard of the Normandy. I believe you're acquainted with Mr. Taylor.
Taylor? Jacob? No, not Jacob.
Next Netflix movie to me was Bird Box with Sandra. I did not see Bird Box. I heard some people kind of poke fun at it, but
They change you. I wasn't ready for that. I made sure you were taught right.
I would watch Bird Box. I'd give it a shot at least.
I'm not unreasonable, Captain.
I'm trying to think of what some other... To me, like, the best Netflix movies are the Extraction movies. I think the Chris Hemsworth Extraction movies are freaking cool. I really enjoy those.
Mutiny. We had to take a hard line to keep order. And things settled down. As the decay set in, we made sure the crew were comfortable. Some even seemed happier. Ignorance is bliss, right? And they were grateful for guidance. Like an instinct. Pure authority was easy. At first. Months in, the Effect Lord inhibitions. They got territorial. Rank, protocol, they couldn't understand. We had to establish dominance. After a while, the perks seemed normal.
That's it? You created a harem and played king? 10 years in a juvenile fantasy?
I can't point to where it all went wrong. But when the beacon was ready, revealing what happened didn't seem like a good idea.
This guy went full perv on everyone.
What happened to the other officers?
Anders found his conscience a little late to step back. He had an accident. Things got tense. End of the day, I was the one with the mechs. I got a little basic in setting examples. But I was kind to my people once things settled down. Seemed like I'd earned some peace.
You fought over people like they were toys. Things.
The stores from the ship couldn't last forever. You had to know this would end one day.
Dining for one can really stretch things out. Besides, I can think of a lot worse retirement plans than stripping down and joining the droolers. That was before the hunters, of course.
That's pretty messed up.
Some or not, I'd feel it if they got their
He basically was like, yeah, I'm taking all the good food. Everyone else has to eat, like, poison crap.
It's all about you. Everything.
What a dick.
You didn't feel any responsibility to get out of here for the sake of family?
I gave him a good start.
I gave him a good start. Other people, screw them.
We figured that out a long time
They can eat poison and get dumber.
And after things escalated here, it seemed best to just disappear off the galactic map.
Till you needed someone to save your ass.
I know, a whole one. It's crazy.
What triggered the males to change and threaten you?
This planet has some strange cycles to it. I've seen some plants around I never saw before. Odd weather. Maybe some just adapted a little too well.
And if you treat them like animals, big shock. They become animals.
There's no way I'm letting this slide, Taylor. A price will be paid.
How much? What kind of math can balance these lives?
If I got the good food first, I'd probably hoard it too. Well, he didn't necessarily get it first. He killed his fellow officers for it.
We'll secure him for an alliance court. For every year here, he'll have 10 to think about it.
Give him all the time in the galaxy. The man who did this doesn't know right from wrong.
I'm sorry, Jacob. I did the best I could.
I'm 10 years past believing that.
Wah, wah, wah. Ghost of the Father.
Alliance ships are inbound to secure Captain Taylor and his crew, Commander. We'll be long gone by the time they get here.
Don't even give him the taillights.
Roger that.
What do you mean it wasn't you?
Jacob, if I had leaked the information about the Gernsback, I would be smiling at your resolution of the situation. I am not smiling.
Nothing goes through this ship, my ship, without a report to you.
I had no more reason to believe Jacob's father was alive than he did, but I'm happy to know the situation is behind you.
Fine. You didn't forward it. So who did?
I did.
Figures. Who else could get into Cerberus channels?
It was hardly classified, just obscure. There was a time when it mattered to you. Sending this along seemed like keeping an old promise. I keep my promises.
Miranda, we'll discuss your liberal interpretation of security protocol in private. Shepard, Jacob.
You good with this, Jacob?
It's all bull, Shepard. Captain Taylor can rot in prison.
Did he just say it's all bull, Shepard?
What I know. I've already mourned the man he used to be. I guess he was a good enough
What a bunch of bull, Shepard.
You had no idea Miranda was behind this?
No, she's got a good memory. Selective, but good. I haven't thought about those days in a long time.
Are gamer YouTubers usually actually racist?
Not sure I really want to know.
I don't know.
She requires a better man than I.
Come on, we've got work to do.
Aye, Commander. Shepard, thanks for the help.
Anytime, Jacob.
It's like, I don't know. I'm only racist against like 3 types of people. No. I don't get it.
Thanks for diverting to the Gurns back, Shepard. I appreciate being able to clean up that mess. And don't worry, it will not affect how I do my job. It's over.
I'm interested in getting to know you better.
Already? I'm not big on forcing these talks, Shepard. Let's do this later.
We'll talk later.
Commander.
Alright, next on the docket. Blah, blah, blah.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, stuff, blah. Alright, so... What's this? Feclio. I don't know how you'd say that. Pi Cleo. This is my pie, Cleo. I just drove through the sun. My ship can take anything. Parnassus. A nice rich planet. Gord, it's 3 a.m. I am aware. And I don't care. I'm good. Like I said, I woke up after 5 hours of sleep. I probably won't go back to bed till like 6 or 7 a.m. If at all.
Probe away.
So, I can... I mean, if you need to go, that's obviously fine, but... I am good. I'm probably gonna go for like another hour, so like might do like one more loyalty mission. And then call it. And then stream tomorrow after I've done the... I gotta put together the trivia for Beetlejuice.
Probe away.
You have like the worst sleep schedule. You're not kidding. It's that weekend shift, man. And it's hard to keep that consistent through the week. So yeah, my Sundays are just like weird.
Probe launched.
That's why I need you all to make friends with like 1 million people each and convince every single one of them to subscribe, you know, to my main channel preferably. You know, any of them will do. And then I can just leave that job and, you know, be back in a normal schedule. So that's all you gotta do. I don't feel like I'm asking much. I don't think it's much. Let's see. Let's go to... let's go to Tuchanka. Let's get to Chunky. Seize a loyalty mission. So, if you woke up in a movie universe, what movie would you want it to be? Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't fallen asleep before 12 a.m. since January, so I can probably stay up a little bit more. To me, it all depends on the day. If I could wake up in a movie universe, which one would I be in? Now, question. Am I coming into this universe with knowledge of the universe? Like if it's... I mean, obviously I have to know a little bit right now. So I'd have to know... but am I coming in with knowledge of how the universe works? I want it to be the invention of lying. I mean, you can probably take pretty massive advantage of that situation. So I'm coming in with knowledge. See, this is what makes it like how much advantage can I take? That's a tough call. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Probe launched. Probe away. Probe away.
Don't pick any that will probably kill you. I mean, look, you're gonna die in whatever universe you go to in all likelihood.
Probe launched.
Alright, let's go to Tuchanka. Tuchanka! So I don't necessarily mind the idea of dying in a universe. That's not what inherently would bother me. Or worry me. Oh, I get it. I get it. Alright, so we're gonna take Grunt. I wouldn't pick Star Wars. I wouldn't pick Star Wars, especially now. But no, I wouldn't have even picked Star Wars from the beginning. Because you could pop into that universe, you don't necessarily know you're going to be a Jedi. So there's that. And even if you are a Jedi, you know, I would be rich as crap. Yeah, that's true. Crap, this is tough. I have had a question like this come up before, and my joking answer was it'd be Monty Python, the Holy Grail, and I would just go to the Castle Anthrax. They're so desperate for a man that you just, you'd have a blast. But, I mean, yeah, a bunch of young, good-looking women just serving you. But, no, that's not the real answer. Exactly, you're not a special person, you're just you. This is one I might have to think about and answer tomorrow. I'm gonna keep thinking about it. If I think of an answer, I'll give it, but yeah, I'm pondering it.
If you're looking for work, you're shouting down the wrong hole. Stop right there, alien.
What did I tell you, honey? Isn't it beautiful? Far away from all that high-tech noise.
I guess. Seems a bit dirty, though.
Oh, it builds character.
Aw. He brought his girlfriend to the dirty trash planet.
The clan leader wants to speak with you. Keep your running pet on a short leash. Get him the right soon or put him down.
Did he say clan leader?
Do you know what's wrong with him? What he needs?
There's nothing wrong with him. Just go speak to the clan leader.
All right.
Someday we'll get off this rock and show those Turians who's boss.
They're just hanging out with her like little pet monster.
Erdnot clan reports use weak encryption. I see references to a captured Solarian in the logs of the Chief Scout.
Good. Talk to Scout then. Or Chief. Either one acceptable.
Also, I have been unable to access local medical
Would be Project X, but that would be only for the fun of that one night. I am only vaguely aware of that movie. Never saw it. I'm aware of it though.
Around when the female camps and the children overlast me. No, I was off dealing with a Baron attempt. What? Any promising warriors?
Alright, have a good one.
Good, Baron. Stay.
What a well-trained animal.
Greetings, human. My name is Ratch.
Because it sounds like Scratch.
Everyone I talk to hates that aliens are an Erdnot. Except you.
I don't have the luxury of turning away paying customers. I do enough business off-world to know that you aliens have more...
I will put it on the list.
What do you have in store?
Most of it's food and drink that's toxic to humans. Ringcall's a local favorite. Don't try to act tough, it'll tear your insides apart.
He's not joking. Ringcall hits aliens like ground glass.
Otherwise, I've got weapons, scrap, and whatever food those pie jocks don't steal. Which isn't much. Take a look at my kiosk over there if you want to buy something.
I'm a good shot. Maybe I can help out with the pie jacks.
Feel free. You can use the console out there to control the guns.
We get to kill little monkeys.
You get a discount. Good luck with that.
I should go.
Suit yourself.
I should go. We're gonna go kill little monkey aliens.
One of the children, probably 5 years from the right. This is the great Krogan homeworld. This is the land of Kredok, Shiaga, and Vio. This chunk of rock is barely worth standing on. Never thought I'd miss the tank.
Alright, let's cook some little monkey fools.
Polite. You didn't say you were going to talk to me.
Talk to you later.
Look at him run. Ah.
Got him. Haha, little monkey die. Whoops, missed. How did he not die? Hey, hey! Boo! Wave complete. Little monkey die. It sounds funny. Ooh, direct hit there. That would have obliterated the little monkey. Wow! Wave beginning! Die, little monkey! They've turned up the monkey heat. 2 at once. You're both dead. And you're dead. And you're dead.
What do you want, human? Rex told me.
Alright, now let's go talk to the shopkeep guy and... What the heck, dude? Calm thy teats, man.
I lost half my seeing those vermin roasting in the heat from an explosive shell. I swear it was glorious.
It was a lot of fun.
Help yourself to more. There's no shortage of pie jocks out there if you get a craving for violence. I'll give you a discount at my store. Anything you want, you buy at cost.
I should go.
Suit yourself.
Alright, so... Why would I want pie jack meat? I guess there's a reason. And it's free. Got that. Some armor stuff. Cool. Armor stuff. And, ooh, new pistol. Cool. That's the good stuff. Alright, let's go talk to the clan leader. How do you get up there? Try up this way. The day is gone.
You must wait till the clan leader summons you. He is in talks.
You know what tradition demands.
He's in talks.
Must respond. Your reforms will not go unopposed. You risk appearing weak at a critical time.
Shepard.
Good enough.
It's Rex. My man.
Shepard. My friend. You look well for dead, Shepard. Should have known the void couldn't hold you.
Looks like helping me destroy Saren and the Geth has worked out for you. Glad we didn't have to kill each other on Vermeer.
You made the rise of Urdnot possible. Vermeer was a turning point for the Krogan, though not everyone was happy about it. Destroying Saren's genophage cure freed us from his manipulation. I used that to spur the clans to unify under Urdnot.
You abandoned many traditions to get your way. Dangerous.
Oof.
One spoken to, Uvenk. I'll drag your clan to glory whether it likes it or not.
Rex is awesome.
Now, Shepard.
What a Chad.
You here? How's the Normandy?
Destroyed in the Collector surprise attack. I ended up spaced.
Well, you look good.
Knock on people's door and why are you in my house?
Yeah, humans don't have that.
Oh, it must have been painful then. But you're standing here, and you've got a strong new ship. Takes me back to the old days. Us against the unknown, killing it with big guns. Good times.
Sounds like you've got big changes ahead for the Krogan.
We are making a neutral ground where all clans are welcome. Fertile females can be shared among clans. We will strengthen the race as a whole.
You threaten everything that makes us strong. It will not last.
Maybe. Until then, you're lucky to be a part of it.
How do you maintain security with so many different clans in one place?
Any clan willing to send in hostages can come in. No fighting inside the camp. Each clan punishes its own criminals. We stop conflicts before anyone dies. Then we present a simple choice. Pay a fine and deal with your problems, or your clan is no longer welcome.
Well, Israel, in this game, it actually would make a lot of sense. They don't have much of a choice because their species is suffering from a genetic disorder that was inflicted upon them, where only 1 out of every 1,000 of their young live. So
what do the women of Clan Urdnot think about this
it's kind of a necessity.
Female clan leader's idea.
Like, they're basically, their species is going extinct, so this is kind of the extreme measures you'd probably have to take in such a situation.
Urdnot now endanger the females of all clans. Even clans that want to see me dead will defend Clan Urdnot.
Your women have their own clan structure?
Nothing is more valuable than a fertile female. We know it. They know it. They isolate themselves for their own protection. We work together to set up breeding alliances. I can hardly do anything without clan leader Yuta's approval.
I hope that works well for your people. But back to the reason I'm here.
We don't often allow aliens to do business on Tuchanka, but you're an exception.
I'm looking for a Solarian. He was captured by the Blood Pack and brought here.
My scout commander can direct you. He's probably near the perimeter running target practice. Don't take too much of his time.
I need a constant watch on the other.
I wonder if they're grossed out by sharing their chicks. Probably not. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, they're an alien species, so their values would probably be very different from ours.
Where are you from, whelp? Was your clan destroyed before you could learn what is expected of you?
I have no clan. I was tank-bred by Warlord Okir. My line distilled from Kredok, Moro, Shiagar.
You recite warlords, but you are the offspring of a syringe.
I am pure Krogan. You should be in awe.
Okir's a very old name. A very hated name.
He is dead.
Of course. You're with Shepard. How could he be alive?
I need Grunt back up to speed. What's wrong with him?
There's nothing wrong with him. He's becoming a full adult.
Ah, puberty ritual, common among species with hormone-driven reproductive urges.
I don't care what aliens call it. Krogan undergo the rite of passage.
I love Morden. Morden's great.
Clan may rule, but this thing is not Krogan.
Idiot. So, Grunt, do you wish to stand with Erdnot?
What does the rite of passage require?
Not for me to say, Shepard. The shaman will discuss that.
You'll let a tank-bred Krogan join Clan Erdnot?
Only because he's with you.
The resolution of this mission is actually really funny. Well, there's a line that's really funny at the end of it.
But many. Clan Erdnot is strong, and the others will do as I say. They see the benefit of my vision.
What happens if he doesn't do this rite of passage?
If he was left here, he would be killed.
Predictions for NFL kickoff Thursday. Chiefs win. It's the Chiefs and the Ravens, right? Yeah, Chiefs.
Right or no? That's just him being a Krogan. Okir didn't tell you that in the tank, did he, boy?
This is his choice.
It is in my blood. It is what I am for.
Good boy. Speak with the shaman. He's over on the second level. Give him a good show and he'll set you on the path.
As far as I'm concerned, the Chiefs are the team to beat. It's like, good luck, everyone else. And I sure as heck am not trusting the Ravens to do it. It's like, Lamar, you got to start coming through in the playoffs. It's like, I love you, buddy, but
good to see you.
It's like you've been pretty crap in the playoffs. So
But I need to keep these short-sighted fools.
if you want me to take you seriously, you want anyone to take you seriously, you better start doing something there. Got 2 MVPs. There's no real excuses anymore.
You see that special they had on the extranet? That crap rots your brain. Should be out hunting.
Is the only 2-time MVP without a Super Bowl, without a ring or Super Bowl appearance. I didn't know that. Well, there you go. It's not good. I mean, he's got time, obviously, but he's going to have less time than other quarterbacks because of the style of play. And look, it's an uphill climb because I get it, you're a running quarterback, and I just believe in history, Chiefs won't three-peat. I mean, no, I get that, and history's certainly against them, but they are undoubtedly the team to beat. I don't necessarily disagree with you. Like, if somebody said, I'll give you the field or the Chiefs, take your pick, like as a bet, I would probably take the field. That's just smart betting. Plus, I agree, history's on your side. But if we're just talking about individual teams, who is the individual favorite with the highest percentage chance of winning, they are that team. 'Cause I don't know of any team in the offseason who has done a ton that's put them over the Chiefs. Where Chiefs are pretty loaded this year. They got a pretty awesome collection of weapons. Granted, I mean, we'll see what happens with Rice. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if he's going to get... I don't know if he's going to get suspended or anything. Have they said he's not getting suspended? I don't know.
Lord Knockmore Crawl, who faced down platoons of Turians and won. Most clans lent us the respect our ancestor is due.
feel like that was true for Peyton. What, that he was a 2-time MVP without a ring? Why are you up at 3? What's up, Blue Collar? Well, I fell asleep at 7 o'clock after I got home from work. And, you know, my weekend work schedule is wonky and weird. And so I woke up at midnight, and now I'm wide awake, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to play some Mass Effect. I'm in the mood. So, yeah, I'm going to do... I've done a loyalty mission, a little bit else, and I'm going to do this loyalty mission, then call it for the night. But, yeah, I was up, so... Yeah, I think you're right. That was true for Peyton, at least for a little while. I'd have to check that to be sure. But, you might be right about that, Jalen, but here's the thing. We obviously know he eventually got there. So, right now, that, you know, Lamar would be alone in that. But you might be right about that. I'm trying to remember when he actually won his early MVPs, because I know he won some other ones.
I slaughtered my way to the top of my clan, human.
Oh, I gained another subscriber on the main channel. That's cool.
I'm sure you are needed elsewhere.
Let's see. Peyton Manning MVPs. I don't know. I think Beetlejuice is going to be open huge. Might. Yeah, I think you're right, Jen, because he won the MVP in 03 and 04, which I think his first Super Bowl was, what, 06? 07? Something like that? Well, no, not 07, but... when did Peyton Manning make his first Super Bowl? Like, it had to have been after that. Yeah, his for the 2006 season, that was his first one. So you're right, he was in that spot, but he was in that spot very briefly. Well, not very brief. I mean, 2003, 2004, and got there a couple years later. But it's sort of brief.
Go beyond yourself, Gatatog.
Gatatog. I love the names that Krogan have. It's awesome. I'm of the correct opinion that all this time Josh Allen is just better than Lamar. I don't think most would disagree with that, because he actually has some playoff success. But like I think if you were to put Josh Allen on those Ravens teams, they're undeniably going to be better. I don't know how anyone would think they wouldn't get better. His disadvantage, I think, has been some really bad injury issues with Buffalo, and I'm not super high on his coach. I think he's got a good coach. I don't think he has a great coach. Oh, what's up, Tomby? How you doing? That's right, Tomby. You're in a part of the world where it's probably not insanely early in the morning, so this probably isn't any big deal that I'm on. Because Tomby's across the pond. Over here, it's like past 3 a.m., but it's almost 4 a.m. actually. But I was awake, so I was like, "Screw it, I'm playing some Mass Effect." But I don't disagree with you, Israel. You're probably right about that. Lamar's got more accomplishments, but I do think Josh is probably... I mean, he's the better quarterback. I think Joe Burrow is definitely a better quarterback. Burrow, when he's healthy, I think is probably the second or third best quarterback in the NFL.
You should wander the wastes and die alone before you weaken my clan.
We stand with Grunt as shipmates and comrades.
Shipmates are not the same thing. But I grant you aliens...
342 for me. Yep, same for me.
Aliens don't know strength. My followers are true.
He is reckless too. That's not untrue. But I don't think that's what's cost his team necessarily. I mean, part of it's just been the sheer competition that's beat him in the playoffs, but I don't think it's that he's not up to the task or anything. I don't think he I don't think he gets nervous in playoff situations. I guess is my thing. I have my cup of tea, so living the dream. Typical Brit. Nice.
Do we need any special equipment?
But yeah, with Allen, I don't think that it's nerves or anything like that. Whereas Lamar, I think there's nerves there. I mean, when you perform as bad as you do in the playoffs like he has, you start looking at him like, dude, are you choking? Because it's what it looks like. Allen's performed really well in the postseason several times, so...
Is that Krogan going to be a problem?
It's a difference. People actually think Lamar is better than Burrow because their head-to-head record in the regular season. Yeah, well, Baltimore's had way better rosters, so I don't buy that. And last I checked,
Is that Krogan gonna be a problem?
Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl, which he probably should have won.
You must be ready for anything, Shepard. From what you've shown me.
I got a new subscriber, and she's like watching all my stuff. What a cool chick! I like this lady.
Long enough. Tell us how this works.
Still your impatience, Shepard. For now,
She's like watching and commenting. I'm like, girl, thank you.
We'll return when we're ready.
when the young Krogan is prepared,
So Canoli's doing Beetlejuice tonight. Yeah, he is. And Vex won't be there. Vex is taking this one off because she doesn't care about Beetlejuice.
you must see it through to success.
But
we're ready to begin.
Excellent.
I like how he said that. The chat is awesome till I turned up. I agree with you, Jalen. Yeah, Vex won't be there. I'm doing the trivia for Beetlejuice though, and I know Beetlejuice pretty well, so it's all good. All right, who do I want to bring with me for this mission? It's not really a sniper mission, so let's go with Zaid. He's another brute force dude. Plus, you just look at this guy. This is that dude, like, entering that Clint Eastwood phase of his life. He's just gonna mess you up. Put in a good year. This might be his last. Yeah, the Jets are a team I'm actually very curious about. Like, look, New England's gonna finish in last place, almost certainly. I'm glad we're not starting Drake May. I was so relieved when I saw we weren't starting him, because I'm like, look, I'm not saying you shouldn't start him at any point during the season, but at least wait till week 5, because those first 4 weeks are going to be brutal. I don't want him out there with our garbage offensive line. If he sits the entire year, I'm fine with that. I like what I saw from him in the preseason. I like the idea of him getting some reps in the regular season, but wait till you're playing some crappy teams and, you know, ease him in, because he didn't have anything to work with. I mean, so we're going to finish in last. That's fine. I get that. We'll do bad. We'll probably get a top 5 pick. I think Buffalo's probably taking a step back this year. I kind of think Miami's going to take our division. Miami actually is pretty good. Miami's going to be pretty good this year, I think. They stay healthy, they're going to be pretty tough. I like what they're doing. Cincinnati, they're going to be a contender, I think. Jalen, you know the interesting thing is the AFC North. I could see any configuration of how that division finishes, and I wouldn't be surprised by it. I could see any of those teams finishing first. I could see any of them finishing last.
Get started, Shepard.
I am really curious to see how that division plays out. I'm very curious to see how that division is going to play out. Because the AFC North, I think, is wide open. I think all 4 of those teams are good.
Let's get started, Shepard. Hit the keystone.
Like, I could literally see anything happening there. I think it's going to be crazy. Like, I guess I'd have a hard time, imagining Baltimore finishing last because they're just such a well-constructed team. But outside of that, anything else I could see. Steelers win 11 or 12 games. I mean, if Russell Wilson works out for them, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's all going to depend on him, though. But even with him not playing great, they're still going to be good because they've got a good defense. Tomlin's a great coach. So, yeah, Steelers will be good this year. I could even see them winning that division. I could see Cincy winning the division. I could see the Browns winning it. Like, the Browns, I would say probably I would give the least chance to actually win the division, but I still think they'll be really good. My issue with them is I just don't buy Deshaun Watson anymore. I don't buy into him. Cincy, the big question is always going to be health with them. If they're healthy, they're going to be really good. If they're not healthy, it's not so good. I think Houston's going to win their division. Not too much trouble there. I tend to think Russell will be good too. I'll tell you the team though I'm most intrigued about is Denver. Denver actually has me really interested this year. Like I'm not saying they're going to take that division or anything. I don't buy that, but I think Bo Nix looked really good in the preseason, which didn't surprise me. I liked Bo Nix in college, but he got put into such a good situation for his talents. I think Sean Payton is the perfect coach for him, and it kind of showed in the preseason. And they're a nasty defense, and they're the one team in that division that gives Kansas City problems. I think Denver is a playoff team this year. I like their odds this year to make the playoffs. Like I said, I think Houston's winning their division. Probably not too much trouble there. Jacksonville will be decent. I don't know if they'll be great. They might not even finish above 500, but they'll be tough. I'll say Trevor Lawrence is going to have to put together a good season this year, or else he's got to justify that contract they just paid him. Man, this thing is right up on me. Run away! Like, Jacksonville's... They need to take a step up. Indianapolis, I'm curious about Anthony Richardson because he looked good early in the season before he got hurt, but I genuinely don't know what to make of him. If he's good, they'll be interesting. If he's a bust or is still in development, they'll probably finish 3rd or 4th. I think Tennessee's going to suck. Tennessee and Vegas are probably the two teams that New England will be competing with for worst team in the AFC this year. But a lot of other teams, I think, have some hope. NFC, I don't think, is all that interesting this year. I think they're pretty much going to look a lot like what they've looked like these last few years. You know, Dallas and Philly will be good. Although Philly, I think, might take a step back. Washington's interesting because I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a pretty good player. So I tend to think they're going to be, you know, pretty solid. Might even be a borderline playoff team if he pans out. I think Dallas is probably the best team in that division. I don't buy the Giants. The Giants I don't buy at all. Crawlers. I do think the Chiefs are a big thorn. Philly's quarterback is overrated. I agree. I agree. Jalen Hurts getting paid right after that one really good year, I was like, that's a mistake.
I'll put him down.
I mean, I think he's a good quarterback, but him getting that huge deal he got, I was like, wow, that's a little early. Here, I'll put a lot of stock in this guy for one good year. I mean, granted, he almost pulled off winning a Super Bowl, and that would have been huge, and then I would have been like, yep, okay, he deserves it if he wins the Super Bowl, but he didn't win the Super Bowl. So, and he kind of arguably made the biggest, I mean, he made the biggest mistake of the game, so that fumble is ultimately one of the things that cost, that's kind of the big thing that cost him in that game.
Now you're dead. Watch your back.
But yeah, I think Philly's taking a step back. I think it's going to kind of be between Dallas and Washington. See who wins that division. Probably Dallas. But Dallas is not reliable in the postseason. San Francisco will be good. They'll probably be the best team in the NFC. No big shocker there. I think Hurts is good if he doesn't have to throw. I mean, I think he's a good passer. It's just I don't think he's good under pressure at all. Like I think they ran a stat line about him that he's especially bad under pressure. I mean, every quarterback's bad under pressure to some extent, but he's especially bad under pressure. Tactician! Dallas won't win Division 2 times. Well, here's the thing, though. Who takes it from them, though? Like, I generally would say, yeah, it'd probably be Philly this time, but I'm like, I don't trust Philly this year, and I don't trust Washington totally. I think they're the best shot, probably, to take them. But, and I don't like New York at all. I think Daniel Jones sucks. I think them paying him was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. I agree, I like Miami. I think Miami's going to be good this year. I'm not with Israel on that. I think Miami's pretty good this year. I'm extremely curious for the Chargers. I am too, because they have Harbaugh. I'm not. They might still take a step back this year, though, because they had to offload some good players. But I am very curious about the Chargers, how Herbert will look with him. Oh, and Tom Brady dissed Daniel Jones. Well, I mean, he sucks, so Daniel Jones deserves little else other than being dissed because he's garbage. Tom Brady's commentary is mostly what I'm looking forward to this year. I think Green Bay's probably winning the NFC North. Chicago, I think, will be much improved. And not just because of Caleb Williams. I actually think they had a great off. Like, I was really impressed with their offseason. Chicago had a fantastic offseason. Not even just the draft. They legit had a great offseason. No, East teams. Well, someone eventually. That streak's not going to go on forever, so someone eventually will break it. But I don't know. Too early to say. Fry him. He's on this side. Oh, he can spit sideways. That's fair. Whoa! He broke it down. Right? No. Ouchie. Wow. Wow. Your kids will have kids and the streak won't be broken. Nah, I doubt that. I doubt it goes on that long. It doesn't strike me as a forever streak. Oh, he got me. He got me, partner. Hope I don't have to do that whole thing again. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Tentacles! I hit him right in the tentacles. Wow.
Stop fired.
Dang. Spit. Thresher more. Kick him in the balls. Kick him in the balls. Running low on heavy ammo.
Taking fire.
Yow. Ow. Is there any heavy armor? Or heavy ammo? I think the Lions will do well again. My only issue with picking them to do it again is the fact that they're still kind of new to this, but same time, they impressed me. Not just in how they performed in the season, but they played well in the playoffs. I mean, they were good in the playoffs. They came pretty dang close to making the Super Bowl. They actually came dang close to actually going to the Super Bowl, which was that was something. But I'm still picking Green Bay because I'm not sure if I'm going to trust the Lions to do it 2 times in a row. And I do think Green Bay's going to be pretty good this year.
You live, and to lock down the Thresher Maw. No one has done that in generations. Word Not Rex was the last.
My Krant gave me strength beyond my genes, which are damn good.
This will cause discussion. I wonder. You say you are pure, no alien meddling in your construction, just the warlord of Kier.
The best Krogan traits are distilled into Grunt. He's designed to be perfect.
I would pick the 49ers to win it all this year. I mean, it's not a bad pick. They're very possibly. They're a team that's got a good shot. And they kept they kept those guys together. They just signed Ayuk. I still have questions about whether Brock Purdy can get it done in a game like the Super Bowl, but
because I'm strong.
With restrictions.
We'll see. I like him. I still like Purdy, but
You talk like he's a thing. You're after his power. You don't really want him in your clan.
Of course not. I didn't really want to cooperate with Clan Erdnot either, but I had to. Clan Gatatog is on the verge, either of greatness or of joining the dust. I get traditional support if I fight you, and reformer support if I back you.
When aren't the 49ers a decent pick? Kyle Shanahan is a pretender peer.
It's your choice, Grunt. Sounds like an easy job.
That's the problem. I'm pure Krogan. Ulvik, you were the pretender.
Yeah, and that's my other issue with them is I don't trust Shanahan.
Just try to take it.
Shanahan's a good coach, but he's yet to do any. I mean, he keeps getting to the Super Bowl and he keeps blowing them. What's he blowing? 3 of them now? That ain't good. Yeah, this one's for your mother. Wow. Need ammo. Uh-huh.
One more. Ulvik is meat. Let's signal at the Keystone to get out of here.
Better than Andy before he won. I mean, yeah, you could make that argument, I guess, but Andy did eventually win. Now, granted, there's similarities between them, but here's where I would push back a little bit. Not even a little bit. I'm going to push back a lot on this because it's not like multiple pushbacks, but it's based on a big thing. Andy Reid's deficiencies were pretty obvious. He didn't have a great quarterback, and in the Super Bowl, he ran into the Patriots. Like, Andy Reid actually coached a pretty good Super Bowl against New England.
Join the army and apply to serve.
All he lacked was a good quarterback. Now, Shanahan, you could argue, at least with San Francisco, he's also lacked a good quarterback. He didn't lack one with Atlanta, and when he was there, and his play calling in 2 of those 3 Super Bowls has a huge part in why they lost. His play calling cost them big with Atlanta against New England, and it cost them big in the 4th quarter against Kansas City the first time they met. And it's like there's no reason he should have lost either of those Super Bowls, and his play calling is what cost them. So I think it's easier to trace. Now, granted, he's been to more Super Bowls, so that's why it's like, yeah, you could argue he's better just for the sheer fact that he's gone to more. But his X's and O's in big game situations, I think it's pretty clearly worse. I think it's pretty clearly worse.
To the ground a dozen times over. Each time we grow stronger. When we are wise and powerful enough, we will tame the planet forever.
I've never heard anyone say that wiping out their own civilization was a good thing.
I'd have thought
I think he honestly did good enough to win. I mean, he did fine. I don't think he was great or... Well, he's saying he was fine. I don't think he was bad or anything. I just don't think he was great either. Like, he didn't blow my mind or anything in the Super Bowl. I wasn't looking at him like, wow, that's a great performance by a losing Super Bowl quarterback. Like when I look at, like, Matt Ryan's play... No, and that's fair, Jalen. Andy's play clock management has been a problem in his prior years. It wasn't the problem against New England, though. That's not what cost him against the Patriots. Now, you could argue that he had some bad play clock management in the Kansas City-Tampa Bay Super Bowl, but they got blown out, so it was kind of wouldn't have mattered. And it was really only one sequence near the end of the half. But yeah, as far as like Purdy, it's like, yeah, he played fine in the Super Bowl. I liked what he did. I wasn't like blown away by... Like, Jalen Hurts actually played a good Super Bowl against Kansas City. They just lost. I thought Matt Ryan was spectacular against New England, but they lost. No, he didn't learn. Like, Andy Reid's play clock management was a problem for a very long time. It was a problem for a very long time. But you could make the argument that some of that does fall on the quarterback, because your quarterback is supposed to be the one that helps you manage that. But granted, it's ultimately... You're the head coach, so you're the voice. It's like you're the last one that's going to fall on, and he was consistently bad at it. I do agree that's a flaw of his, but I don't think that's nearly as big a flaw as overall play calling.
I should go.
May your foes be strong enough to keep you sharp.
Because I think Shanahan's play Shanahan's play calling has cost him 2 out of those 3 Super Bowls. That's bad. All right, so hang on. I gotta get this line out because this line's hilarious. It's both their fault, quarterback and coach. No, and that's what I'm saying. It is. I would say it's a little bit. I'm going to put more of it on the coach because he's ultimately the man in charge. But yeah, I'm just giving him a little bit of ground because he didn't have a great quarterback before Mahomes. But even with Mahomes against Tampa Bay, he did have that issue. But yeah, it's more on him, I would say. Oh wait, we need to go back this way. I want to hear that line before we go. So yeah, we are about to wrap it up here. And then I'll be back on tomorrow. Let's see. Might have to actually leave and come back. Oh yeah, here we go.
I see references to a captured Solarian in the logs of the Chief Scout. In addition, killing the Thresher Maw has produced several breeding requests for Grunt and one for Shepherd.
I'm sorry, I think that's freaking hilarious. If you didn't hear that, Edie told me that because we just defeated the Thresher Maw, there are several breeding requests for Grunt and one for Shepherd. So basically, there's a female Krogan out there who heard about that, and she was like, "Can I mate with Commander Shepherd?" I was like, "That's funny."
How much? Well, better than a dogfight in ages. I don't like this. There's no bookie, just a terminal. You lose the human element. I drop 5 on the dumb-looking, ugly one. Slow dogs always fight harder.
A great should win with a good quarterback. Well, no, I mean, you're not necessarily wrong, but I mean, I don't think it's exclusive to that, because then you don't have that. I mean, if you're only going to say a coach is great if they win with just a good quarterback, well, then there aren't that many great coaches. Like, there's maybe, like 2 or 3? Because most Super Bowls are won by great quarterbacks. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Like, Andy Reid is a great coach. I mean, I'm not taking that away from him. I don't buy the idea that he's like the second best coach of all time or something like that, because, I mean, number one, Washington's coach, I'm like, that 3 Super Bowl wins with 3 different quarterbacks and none of them great. That's awesome. Like, that's freaking amazing. And I think as good a coach as Belichick is, he's such a terrible GM that, I mean, he's kind of what caused New England's downfall. So, not even kind of totally did cause the downfall. But, anyway, guys, so we finished that mission. Like I said, I will be back on tomorrow. Gonna wrap it up here. So, I appreciate y'all hanging out. This was it's a lot of fun to do this late in the morning. So, I'll see some of y'all again tomorrow. Like I said, and you can argue Kyle's the same problem. Well, that's what we've said that. I've already said that. I think Kyle does have that issue, but I think his coaching flaws are a little bit more obvious at the moment. But anyway, so yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. And again, be on MMM at 9 o'clock, and on Tuesday, my Harry Potter Poorly Explained video drops at, I think, 6 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check that out. No one thinks Purdy's a great quarterback. I know. I agree with you. We're in agreement, Jalen. I'm pretty sure we all agree with you on this. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow. Until then, good night, God bless, and Godspeed.